we're making a dish called Kibbeh, and there's two different ways of making it. One, we call it Kibbeh bil sanaya. Sanaya means tray, so it's cooked in like a casserole dish, and we layer it. The other way is to make these quite labor intensive. They're almost like a little football. They're little egg shaped. So we have ground chicken, we have some quinoa. So traditionally it's made with bulgur, cracked wheat. My partner is celiac, so she can't have it. So I've modified, so instead of the cracked wheat, we're using quinoa, so she can have it. Mix in a little bit of yogurt just to add a little bit of fat to the chicken. And then we have some chopped onions, nutmeg and cinnamon. And here I have Egyptian 7-spice. And then I have pine nuts. This is the filling. So the filling, very similar to what we have here. We have ground chicken. We have some finely diced onions. We have our 7-spice, allspice and cinnamon in here. And we have some pine nuts. So it's gonna be crunchy on the outside. Then you have this ground meat mixture in the middle. What you see my aunts doing here is they're forming little hollow discs. The other way we do it is in a pan. I'm gonna do it here and I'm gonna show you the difference in how we do it in a pan as well. I'm doing it the easier way. We take our mixture. So I've laid it out, it's about 1 centimeter thick. Same way, I'm gonna stuff it as well. What we usually do with the top layer, we flatten it in our hands, because if I flatten this in the pan, I'm gonna be pushing all this around and then smooth it all out afterwards. If we're making the little egg-shaped ones, we take the crust, we form it into an egg shape, you put your finger and you hollow it around your finger, and when you make it perfectly, the crust is consistent all the way around.
You do it like that.
That's a perfect one. The shell is consistent. It's perfectly consistent all the way around. I'm gonna try. I'm not as good, not nearly as good. I'm a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little bit nervous about this one because they've made this 1,000 times and they've made it perfectly 1,000 times. I'm just gonna seal this up. So similar to how with wet hands, we made that nice and smooth. We do the same here. What do you think, Tunt?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Okay is good. I can accept okay. I'm still working on perfecting the egg-shaped ones. Your consistency has to be correct. The amount of moisture has to be correct. It has to be wet enough that when you form it, you're forming it around your finger and it doesn't crack. If it's too wet, it sticks to your finger, sticks to your hand. Every time you're trying to form it in your hand, it's sticking and falling apart. Okay, Tunt, how's that one?
Very good.
Oh, very good.
I got a very good.
You know, these dishes, and I believe, and it's true, my girls say, that they were created for women who are sit home and keep them busy.
Oh, yeah.
Cooking, they never worked 200, 300, 400 years ago.
There is no faster way. So mine, I can't get it as thin as my aunts can get it. You have to work fast because as your hands warm up, this gets softer, it gets harder and harder to work with. When it came to these, because they're so timed and you can't do anything else because your hands are covered in raw meat, it's not like you can multitask. So if my cousins went to the table and they had some on their plate, if they walked by, because we weren't sure if there was gonna be any left for us, it was one of those things where everyone is stealing from everyone else's plate, because sometimes that was the only way you got them. There were never any left. This is more like to sit down. This is like a street snack.
La, it's not a street snack. Give it some justice here, Tifa.
Is it not?
No. This is not street snack. Nobody would know how to do it and go and sell it on the street. The regular people. My grandmother was a perfectionist cook. Oh, she was unbelievable with her dishes. Boy, everyone like a machine, looked like the other one. She was unbelievable with her cooking.
I love the feeling of them knowing that they're passing on the recipes. Of course, my aunts love seeing everyone appreciate the food, but to be actually in there in the kitchen with them and making the food, and they get to see that the next generation is learning directly from them, learning their ways, that's very special to me because I'm learning the ways of my family. Here, Tunt, try it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Tifa. Oh, I love it. Look how it's holding itself very nicely.
How does it smell, Tunt?
Great.
In Arabic, we actually call it, if we were to translate it literally, we call this a yogurt salad. So that's the Kibbeh, and you see it came out nice with the quinoa and with the chicken. Beautiful, beautiful golden. And then inside, so it's really nice because there's like a surprise inside. When you open it up, you have the ground chicken in there with the pine nuts, and the filling is spiced different than the crust.
Bless your hands, Yatifa. Very nice.
Thank you.
Thank you, Habibi.
Thank you again, Tant. Thank you,
No,
Tant.
Thank you for
Thank
coming.
you for having us. It inspires me. Good. We have to keep going with
Yes,
the
you and you
traditional
have
recipes.
and you have to write things down.
Yeah, I learned a lesson because I don't have anything written down from my mother or grandmother. And I want to give it to the rest of the family to keep it up.
Making recipes like this, I just love the idea of, you know, it's such a beautiful thing. It's such a beautiful thing to be part of. This has been my family legacy recipe. Let's eat.
Great. بالهنا والشفا.
بالهنا والشفا.